You hate Slacker Chad. I hate Slacker Chad. He doesn't do anything, but he keeps on being promoted. That's because Chad is on to something. No, not being lazy. That's not who we're here to be. But he does know 3 career success secrets that put his career on the fast track while you're left doing all the work. And today I'm spilling tea on exactly what those secrets are. If you are ready to hear them, tap the like button and let's jump straight in. The first secret that the slacker at work knows to get ahead is that they need to do highly visible work as opposed to a lot of work. We talked about this in another video, but this whole working hard and working all the hours to get ahead, it just doesn't work. And if it did work, how can we explain so many lazy coworkers who are getting ahead? And when Slacker Chad gets promoted and you're reporting to him, all of your work and all of your hours are really just spent making him look good. We already know that Slacker Chad doesn't work a lot. He might be present, but he's not really voting. We all know that the lazy coworkers that we're dealing with aren't really doing much work at all, but they're getting a lot of attention for the things that they do. And that's because they are doing one of these 2 things, or possibly both. First of all, they are doing the most visible work, and they are entirely focused on the work that their boss cares about, that their boss's boss cares about, that the CEO has as a priority. Because when you're working on those highly visible, highly important, highly strategic tasks, people can't help but notice when you make a difference. So while you're working 60 to 80 hours a week over excelling on all of the things and no one's really noticing, Slacker Chad is just barely meeting expectations on all of those things, but he's doing the things that people are going to notice very, very well. The other tactic that lazy coworkers use in order to get ahead that we really need to steal is to make that work more visible. They're actively tooting their horn about all the great work that they're doing, even if it's not a lot of work. You see, Slacker Chad knows that he makes that one little measure of impact, but his boss is going to know about it, and his boss's boss is probably going to notice. However, he's also going to amplify it by making sure that he's talking about it all of the time. And I know that kind of ruthless self-promotion is not for most people. I, for one, know it's not for me, and it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But that isn't to say that you cannot self-promote. Which actually brings me into the next secret that Slacker Chad knows to get ahead at work, and that is he has built a solid personal brand. Just like I talked about in my office politics video, the work that you do matters significantly less than what people think about you. You will not get promoted if you're known for being the hardest worker. You will get promoted if you're known for having the highest level of potential. You won't get promoted for being exceptional at your job. In fact, being exceptional at your actual job might be the very reason why you don't get promoted, but I can make a whole other video on that one. But you will get promoted for your leadership skills, which include delegation. That is handing your work off to other people. Your lazy coworker is getting promoted because those traits that are going to get you promoted are the very traits that they're exhibiting. Now, the other thing that Slacker Chad does is he owns everything he does. And then some. We know that Chad has a little bit of a problem snatching credit for work that he had absolutely nothing to do with. And you shouldn't be that person. But I did post a video the other day to encourage you to own the work that you actually do. Because you should not be handing credit to Chad for him to go and market himself with. When you do a great job, accept the praise for it. But most importantly, when it comes to personal brand, the thing that Chad does the best is market himself. So if you've been thinking that personal branding is just for executives and overly ambitious attention-seeking types, you've been mistaken, my friend. And no, you don't have to become some big influencer or speak on stages at conference. in order to build a personal brand. In fact, there's very basic things that you can do in order to start building your personal brand. And I want you to do that. So my next video is going to dive into the 4 simple steps that it takes to build an amazing personal brand that is going to advance your career and leave Slack or chat in the dust. So if you're interested in that one, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell so you see it as soon as it comes out. And that leads me into the 3rd career success secret that Slack or chat knows that you can take advantage of, and that's to make the right people adore you. And we talked about this in my 5 villains at work video. First of all, everyone knows Chad. Your boss, their boss, your boss's boss's boss. But they don't just know Chad because he's so good at marketing himself and he's working on the right things like we just talked about. The thing is that everyone who knows Chad loves Chad. It doesn't matter that the practicality is that Chad doesn't really do anything, that his work is mediocre at best, and that he seems to utterly lack both common sense and self-awareness. Chad has networked with the right people, made the right impressions, and most importantly, he makes everyone who matters like him. And the great news for you is that that step is actually remarkably simple. Being liked at work is actually a science. And while I don't think that everyone has to like you, the people who make decisions about your career absolutely need to. So what I want you to do right now is go and watch this video so that you can start instantly boosting your likability at work. But before you go, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, makes you my favorite career bestie, win-win situation. As always, my friend, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.